Hi, it's Paula. We're here for whoever holds the stone. Ooh, the stone is cold today, Richard. It's very, very, very cool to the touch.
So the stone is in touch with the weather.
The stone is in touch with the weather. Today I have Richard and Celeste, and I have the Mystery Corn Girl. So, Mystery Corn Girl, thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you're the sexiest ear of corn I've ever seen.
Well, that's good.
Okay, so I have something to read that I wrote for the show because I had heard on NPR maybe 2 years ago. No, it had to be during Trump's first administration. They told a story about what they called the seven dwarfs. And in the story, it was about seven Republican senators who started the process of bringing down Joe McCarthy.
Oh.
And I found the story very interesting, but I'd forgotten big chunks of it, as I am wont to do, because I don't have a great memory. So what I did was I wrote it out, and I want to read what I wrote because I find this very there's a lot of hope in this for me, for what's going on in our government, and I'm losing my mind here. Okay, so why do I have all these things here? I don't want these. I'm looking for just my page, and I'm seeing all these other things. Okay, here we go. The Magnificent Seven. In 1950, 4 years before the U.S. Senate voted to censure Joe McCarthy, a group of seven Republican senators came forward in a moment of conscience to take a stand against the maniacal behavior of the Red Scare architect. On June 1, 1950, Senator Margaret Chase Smith delivered her famous Declaration on Conscience speech on the Senate floor. She condemned the atmosphere of fear, ignorance, bigotry, and schmear that had taken hold of the country. She directly criticized McCarthy's tactics without ever using his name. She was joined by 6 other Republican senators, which made a total of 7 signatories to the declaration. Margaret Chase Smith from Maine, George Aiken, Vermont, Frank Graham Hendrickson, New Jersey, Irving Ives, New York, Wayne Morse, Oregon, Charles Tobey, New Hampshire, and Edward Tye, Minnesota. McCarthy's popularity was still strong in 1950, but these brave souls were compelled to take action against what they saw as brutality and stupidity. The actions of McCarthy were driving public opinion and creating fear in ordinary citizens. But this time, the leaders decided to actually lead. They decided to risk their own careers to take a moral stand. They led the way and opened up the minds of the other senators to admit that something was terribly wrong before it was too late. McCarthy had turned his aggressive focus against his own party's leadership, which included the Army and even President Eisenhower. In the end, it took a coalition that included 22 Republicans and all the Democrats to formally take down McCarthy with that censure vote in 1954. It started with a few brave politicians admitting that something was wrong, putting up their own skins to defend what they thought was right. They broke the spell of mob mentality. They risked their reputations and futures in the Republican Party to come forward and take a moral stand. Where are our new Magnificent Seven? You might argue that formerly powerful Republicans like Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger stood up to Trump, but they are now out of the picture. That means Trump won. Dozens have made statements against our fearless leader, but they have not coalesced and stood strong. If our democracy survives, history will paint a tragic picture of this time in the USA. If democracy does not survive, it won't matter, because history is written by the victors. So, I I'm glad I did some research and I came up with that because it was a powerful statement for 7 people to come forward and reject what everyone. It was like now. Everything he does is fine. Everything he does is fine. Everything McCarthy did was fine. He was protecting our nation from communists. And they knew it wasn't right. And they took the chance. And they said it out loud. But they said it out loud together in a group. And they made a statement. And I'm proud of them. I never heard their names before. But I'm really proud of them as Americans to have done that. I want to see it happen again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've got a couple, but nothing cohesive.
A couple Republicans, who are they?
Well, of course, like I said, Liz Cheney, she's out though, and then Kinzinger, he's out. But I mean, even Marjorie Taylor Greene is standing up for the right. She doesn't want the health insurance subsidies to end because her kids' health insurance will go sky high. She sees beyond the curtain now. But I'm not saying I like her.
Well,
And she was very open and still declaring her love and loyalty for the president.
She still
but
is,
she's responding to the needs of her constituents. She was real clear about the kind of constituent that she represents.
Yeah, I know. But there are others who I mean, then they fold. I mean, look at all the people that went against him after January 6th, and then they folded. They kissed the ring. That was it.
well, with hers, she has to have seen what happened, where the general consensus of the public is. I think she's just trying to save her own skin.
But in this particular climate, people are thinking that they can only save their skin by bowing to Trump.
Well, after Tuesday, though, so many things flipped blue, even things that have been red forever.
Yeah,
So she
and
has
now,
to see that writing on the wall.
Now Trump is saying he's going to send all Americans $2,000.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
I'll believe it when it happens.
Well, I think give them their SNAP first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him that $2,000 will, buy a couple months of groceries, But but he's just doing it to endear himself to the people again. I mean,
I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
he's been saying he's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
Because this morning or last night or whatever, he sent the memo to rescind, asking agencies to rescind sending the full food benefit and just give them partial. So
yes, they're fighting it. They're fighting it, and the thing is, people are starving. There will be. I mean, I'm sure they have a few cans of food in their pantry, but it's not going to last forever. I know. So, yes, Vanessa.
So she
says. Is mad about the Epstein file, and there are several other Republicans who are wanting to see those Epstein files. But like Celeste says, they're still saying how great Trump is, but we have to do this too. And that's where it's falling apart.
Well, when the new Democratic, what's her name, Adelaide, I can't pronounce her last name.
The one that hasn't been sworn in.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. She's been ordered to be. Johnson's been ordered to swear her in, and according to what I've read, she will. Pass the 18th vote that will.
Well, will there be a Republican that will step back when she gets sworn in? You know what I mean? Are there votes etched in stone at this point?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, she's vote 18, so everybody, red, blue, and purple, are really pushing for the release of the Epstein files.
So I don't know very much about how this is done, but is that going to be completely redacted? I mean, are they going to have all the names crossed out?
We don't. I think that's something that you have to wait till it happens.
Yeah. I don't know, Mick. people do care. People care because, people that have, parents who are appalled by this kind of behavior are still. Yeah, I know it's getting buried a little bit, but people still do care.
Every time I see any comments online, people always say, "That's nice, but where's the files?"
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what I think
So
too.
I have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
a lot
Yes.
of the people, the commentators are having a countdown. Still, so many days and no Epstein files. So everybody's reminding people, but it must be very damning if it's this hard to get it out. It must be very damning. And there's going to be
So
other
people
there
are
too.
speculating, why the secrecy? Why the secrecy? And you know what might be in there? Remember when Trump was the head of the Miss America pageant?
yes.
Yes.
He was providing Epstein with underage girls from the pageant.
Well, that's. I
Have
mean,
you heard that theory?
I haven't heard that
Yes.
theory.
I've heard it.
But
Yes.
it seems it's possible, sure, but I mean, there's going to be other people that we may or may not be shocked about. I mean, Clinton for one, he was at that island a lot, and he was a dog, but he's not our president anymore.
Well, it was enough to get a prince stripped of his royalty, right?
Oh
the
my
news
God,
has been-
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's. I'm sure it's worth a read, as they say.
Yeah, how much? But Mick, how many of those higher? I mean, how higher up can you be than president? President's kind of the top dog.
Yeah.
So
Well, so many of those people, women who were, I need to read the book of the woman who unfortunately killed herself after writing her memoir, because some of the names that are out are people who came through that pageant line that he was involved with. public-
that there, I saw something online. I don't know how true it is. There were 3 or 4 women, young women, standing together, and they said that they were going to write their own list.
Yeah.
they
I
were-
saw that. Yeah.
They were women that had been groomed and taken to the island. So they want to run. Yeah, there's a lot of course, that Prince guy got lost his Prince Andrew, is that his name?
Prince
He's-
Andrew,
Yes.
yes,
He's
that
no
was the
longer
king's
Prince
brother.
Andrew. He's not Prince anymore. He's the prince formerly known as.
Who's seen the movie
I mean, he
Eyes
lost
Wide
his
Shut?
title, he got kicked out of
Oh,
his
I know.
house.
It's a very Eyes
mean-
Wide Shut thing, I
Yeah,
think.
Eyes Wide Shut. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I know,
Yeah.
and it seemed fanciful, but I don't think it's fanciful.
I don't either.
There's clubs where people get together and eat endangered species.
That's true.
Rich people are nuts.
Yeah.
It's insanity. So we'll see what happens. It might come out, and we may never see it. So, Richard, did you have something to say about this, or did you want to add with something else?
I have something, if nobody else has anything.
I was just going to say, when you don't have to worry about, keeping your job or feeding yourself or taking care of your health or your home, Eyes Wide Shut stuff starts to look probably more fascinating to them, as something they want
Yeah.
some cheap thrills from, or maybe expensive thrills might be more accurate.
You become jaded.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, that you're jaded. And even with people like rock stars, famous rock stars, I don't know if Mick Jagger started off being bisexual, but it was all of a sudden, I had all these women. Let's see what a man's like. It's a jaded thing. I believe.
I dated someone who was super profoundly rich, and the rich are definitely different than you and me.
Yeah. I'd say the middle class are.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah,
I haven't gotten any. I can't reach that high status there.
Do you know the story about F. Scott Fitzgerald talking to Ernest Hemingway?
No.
They had different ways of writing about the world.
Right.
F. Scott Fitzgerald liked to write about the rich, the Great Gatsby, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So he sat down at a dinner, and lo and behold, they had seated Ernest Hemingway next to him, and he said to Hemingway, I like to write about the rich, and you know, Ernest, they're different from us. And to show how different Hemingway thinks, he goes, yeah, they have more money than us.
That very, very cut and dry, which is a very Hemingway thing to say.
They do, but because they have so much money, everything becomes disposable, including people. That belief kind of gets put onto people too, that everything can be replaced. I can replace anything at any time. Nothing is precious.
Yeah, and that is even one of the things that people say that is happening to children now because they don't have to work for anything.
Ah, that's my topic.
Oh, okay. So we've got a segue. Go ahead.
Okay, so there was an act passed in Nebraska called the Safe Haven Act. Now, this is very revealing about the country, in the heartland, Safe Haven Act. And it was passed by a lot of right-wing people. And they said, you know, there are a lot of people out there who are having babies, and they're unintentionally, they didn't plan to have the baby, but they have the baby, and now they can't afford the baby. Let's pass a law where we have safe havens, this hospital, this clinic, this place, where you can drop off a baby, no questions asked, and it'll get taken care of. We'll make sure it goes up for adoption. Sort of like when in the Middle Ages you would put it in a basket and leave it at the church door. You know? So they thought, oh, well, that's a great law. So they passed the law, listed all the safe havens, and the unexpected happened, mainly because they didn't put an age on it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So in the first day, 37 people were dropped off, babies, well, not babies, 37 people were dropped off. None of them were infants. They were all, I can't take care of this kid anymore. I can't afford it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's got.
That's very revealing
I
about
can't.
about what's happening under capitalism.
I think.
Yes.
I think as most people, when I hear something like that, I have to make it into my own experience in order to understand it, and I can't because dropping off my daughter as a 2-year-old someplace, I would have died. I would have died. That would have been the end of my life. You know, I do know women who have left their children, and that's their choice, and they leave them with the husbands or whatever. But you have to really be desperate to give up a child that you've raised up to a certain point.
Out of curiosity, is there any correlation there in those sorts of areas? There's huge problems with drug abuse.
Oh, in the heartland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. That is true, Corn.
Yeah. There was a whole special about the Midwest and fentanyl.
Yep.
Yeah, an entire town was one of the highlights or feature components. So that is
meth,
scary.
Yeah, and meth. Meth is also everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know how meth got
if you're a
started?
single parent and living, day to day, depending on your age as to when you had your children or your physical condition when you had your kid, or under what circumstances you thought you might have a child and then didn't. For oftentimes, if they left the child, it's for, I would think, the child's protection, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than having a child and feeling like you cannot provide for the child fairly.
Yeah, and I mean that's happened all through history where people have given up children. But
Well, they could also be victims of like abuse. Maybe they have an abusive partner and they've got to protect
Yes,
the kid.
yes.
yeah, that is true too.
Yeah,
So
that's true, too.
Richard was about to give us a story about meth.
Yeah, you know where it started?
I don't.
Okay, so the thing about the Nazis invading France, the generals said to Hitler, it can be done if we go around the forest. And somebody said, you can't do that. It'll take at least a day and a half. How are you going to do that? And they said, well, we're not going to stop. We're just going to start and we're not going to stop till we get there.
Mm-hmm.
And the other people said, wait a minute, you're going to have your soldiers stay up for that long, driving vehicles, marching, etc.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah. I asked our chemists if there's a way to do it, and they came up with this drug, and when you take it, you don't want to sleep.
Holy crap. Is that
Oh, my
true?
God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, isn't that something? So they did it, and it was very successful. The French weren't expecting it.
Yeah.
And they used it for the rest of the war. It became so popular, they were selling it at drugstores over the counter in Germany.
Oh my God.
Mother's little helper.
If you even watch some American films at that time, they will talk about, I haven't taken my so-and-so today yet.
Really?
I forgot the name of the
Wow.
drug, but
That's weird. Yeah, I did not know that, but it makes sense. It makes sense that somebody would have come up with it as a, if they thought a day and a half was long, they should have talked to the Persians. They marched for months over land masses.
Yeah.
They didn't need any meth.
That notion of the eternal soldier, if you will, that's been around a long time, right? Which is sad and unfortunate for the people involved. But now they want to find a way for soldiers again under, I guess, safer conditions, not to sleep, right? That's the whole thing. But at some point
Really?
in time, your body is just going to collapse. I mean,
It will. I mean, you start to
Yeah.
hallucinate after 48 hours. You start to hallucinate.
yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
sleep.
There's been a couple sci-fis with that. There was an X-Files where they removed the person's sleep. About it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a form of torture.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're thinking because it's not. I don't understand trying to squeeze the last piece of juice out of a human being. We've got robots for that now, don't we?
Yeah.
Not the smartest robots.
No, not yet.
Who was the journalist or DJ or somebody who volunteered for that experiment to stay sleepless? Oh my God, I can't think of
You
his
know what?
name.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but I think Richard's looking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it essentially that experiment destroyed his life.
Yeah,
right?
I don't.
He never recovered from it.
Oh wow, really?
Never recovered from it.
What did he suffer from it?
It just seemed like he had just like he couldn't resume his life as a journalist or a broadcaster because he had just mentally gotten so discombobulated.
Wow.
Yeah, completely dissociated from the real world.
Yeah. And he was.
Did you
they were
find
monitoring
anything?
him. They were watching him because he volunteered to do this.
Peter Tripp, 1959.
Wow, what a name for that job.
8 days on the air without sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Tom Rounds, 1960, 250 hours without sleep. This is all for charities,
Yeah,
They
yeah,
would
but-
promote themselves
Yeah.
that way. Dave Hunter in Detroit, 160 hours. Bill Sutherland, Los Angeles, 200 hours. And then Alan Freed,
Was that
the famous Alan Freed. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
I need my sleep. I am not good. I know that certain ones of our friends suffer from insomnia, and I don't know how. I mean, I used to wake up every hour. I thought that was normal. Whenever my sleep I'd go into the REM and then I'd come back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
My body would wake up. And that was because of the fibromyalgia, right? So then I'd go back to sleep and I'd go up and then I'd go back down and I'd wake up. It was always an hour. I'd look at the alarm clock, an hour had gone by.
Yikes.
But it created inflammation in my body and it's bad not to sleep.
Oh, thank you for that information there, Lori.
Ah,
I read a nonfiction book about a Westerner who went and volunteered to be a part of a Zen monastery.
yeah.
And and they let him. And so he was there for a year, and then he wrote about it. And he would look over at the Asian boys, or the people from Japan,
Yeah.
et cetera, that were in the monastery.
Yeah.
And he swore they had figured out a way to sleep while they were meditating.
Oh, I
You know, he said, they can't be this awake. You know, I'm looking at them, and it's like the way they have their eyes and everything, it looks like they're asleep.
But the other thing about meditation is, though, it's like a half an hour of meditation gives you as much rest as a 2-hour nap. So, you know, I'm making up that figure. There's a certain, it's longer than the actual meditation. I made up the 2 hours. You know, if you want to fact check me, go ahead, because I don't know.
Wow, he even knows the author.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I feel like they must be going into a state, that in between state between sleep and because you can't live without sleep. Just like I had a friend one time who told me about these people that live on air, the breatharians. Has anyone ever heard of
I've heard of that.
breatharians?
They often die, not surprisingly.
So the studies are skewed.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah. So we do have basic needs. We are not machines. So
No.
So Corn, is there anything that you wanted to talk about today?
Oh gosh. I don't know. What is it?
Anything that you've heard in the news or been reading and you find interesting, or
What I find interesting is that have you guys talked about AI before already, or no?
we have, but we always talk about. I think Richard and I are both fascinated by AI.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's great if it's for interpretation, but it's not great for facts.
Yes.
And I find it helpful when I'm doing research, but I always double check it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the things is about computers when we first got online. If you just watch something online, you don't remember it. Neurologically, your brain is like, oh, the big brain will take care of that. I don't have to remember it. So if you write it out, you remember it. The effects of AI are way worse. Not only does your brain not have to remember it, it doesn't have to reason. So there's been lots
that's
of
true.
research.
That is really true.
Yeah.
That's what I found helpful about it.
Yeah, showing that it is destroying people's critical thinking skills at a time when we can not really afford that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are for the people who started off with critical thinking skills.
Right.
Yeah, I have asked AI a bunch of questions. I mean, I've got a whole list of questions that I've asked, and I mean, if you look at all the jobs that have been lost
Yeah.
so far by technology. I mean, I was just thinking the other day as I was driving down the thruway, where do those toll people work now? Do they work in the office, like figuring out, like doing the computer stuff, or figuring out how much money comes out of your PayPass
It
account?
would depend on how strong the union is.
I don't know.
Are there any toll workers out there?
No.
Can tell us.
Yeah.
They're civil service jobs, so they have some kind of protections. I'm not sure.
Right, they've got something, but look at all
Yeah.
these federal people who just got fucked over and laid off.
In the Industrial Revolution, there was a group called the Luddites.
Yes.
And
Spell that. I don't know that.
Luddites, Luddites,
Luddites.
named after a fictional character named Frank Ludd.
I didn't know that. I knew about the Luddites, but I didn't know the Frank Ludd.
Their position was, hey, factory owner, it's great that you're getting this new machinery in. Teach us how to use it and maintain it, and pay and pay us the same amount of money, and we'll make sure that you make even more money. But if you fire us, those machines are probably going to break a lot more often than you realize. You know how the press spun this? They hate technology
That's
the
where
press-
Luddite came from?
because the factory owners and the press were like that.
I just
Yes.
thought I didn't know it was connected to anyone's name, but I just thought it was a word that described people who do not use technology. So that was where what my thing was.
I never heard that before. That's pretty interesting.
Is it?
I did hear the story about, I'm sure everybody's probably heard it. It was a comment made about the manufacturing of the future with the machines. And it said they would be run by a man and a dog, right?
Well, what year did the term Luddites come out?
I think it would be right around like the 1820s,
Okay.
1830s.
All right. I know were some Philip K. Dick books very critical of like sort of automation and all that, but he would have been much later than that.
Yeah.
Also, Player Piano by Kurt Vonnegut, very critical of that as well.
Oh my gosh, Richard, even sooner than that. 1811 and 1817.
Wow.
That's really early
Yeah.
during the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, so that makes sense.
So in a way, we're in the second industrial revolution.
this is something.
Yeah.
This is something we've never.
It's kind of the
seen
third
before.
one.
There should be a Luddites Part 2 now emerging.
Yeah.
Sure, Hollywood, you want the scripts written by AI? Okay, but then we have to sign off on them and improve them.
Well, the thing is, AI cannot extrapolate feelings from. I mean, if I read something, I can feel sort of. I can guess what the writer was feeling because I'm a human being and I have access to feelings. So if I'm reading something, it pulls on my heartstrings in a way that I don't think a computer can do.
Well, it can. It's organic, right?
Well, it's not.
Inorganic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the feelings that you're putting into the writing. I mean, that's why I love novels, is because of the feelings that you're getting from these writers, and they're putting into these characters.
Well, the problem is it's stealing from those writers and regurgitating it. So it is like
But it can it put them in the right place?
it can. I mean, depending how closely it's stealing, I suppose.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
I guess.
take the example of the movie Maltese Falcon. When John Huston was making that movie in the 1950s, Hollywood people were laughing. They're saying, "You're making it for a third time?" Yet he added something to that movie where now that's the only version people remember.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Could
yes.
AI have done that? I don't think so. He knew who to get the people that he wanted as actors. He knew how to make them interact, etc.
So who feels that it's possible to imbue AI with feelings?
Well, the Robin Williams movie, remember when he started out as an android, if you will, that given as a help.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that movie. What was the name of that movie? That was pretty good.
Yeah, Robin Williams was the android. I can't remember. Oh Lord! But ultimately, it was about the android evolving to be human.
Yeah.
And
I
they
remember
went
that.
to court, and it was like the more information that he was given, the more he developed emotion, to the point where at the time that they were both had aged and were going to die, the court had declared him human, that he had evolved.
Bicentennial Man.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the movie AI too, about the little AI boy who gets kicked out
Yes.
when she has an actual child.
I didn't see
Steven
that.
Spielberg.
No,
I
I
didn't
don't. Is it Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see that one.
It was started by the person who did Eyes Wide Shut.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah,
Kubrick.
but he never
And then he
finished it, and
died,
then
yeah.
Spielberg stepped in and said, "I'll finish it."
Okay. No, I
Okay.
didn't. I haven't seen that. Did you see it, Richard?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it was quality.
Well, it's the uncanny valley thing, right? Like how human can something be that's not human.
Yeah. And that
One of
was
my
un-
favorite things that really looks at that, one of my favorite shows is Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles, because they really do look at that, and that, don't they? You've seen that.
Yeah.
And it's very fascinating. It's really well made.
Well, more and more people in their
Much better than the movies.
when their mental health is failing and they can't afford to go to a therapist, they're going to their phones, to the AI therapists on the phone.
Yeah.
So when you ask people in the mental health field, what do you think about this? You know, it's like you're being replaced. And they say, well, we're not really being replaced. But if you can't afford a therapist, you got to
Yeah.
do what you got to do, right?
It's funny because I was going to go over the things that I've asked AI lately, and the first thing that came up, besides some research about the 7 Republicans,
Yeah.
was I had seen something on YouTube about the difference between early onset complex PTSD and later childhood onset or adolescent onset of abuse and neglect. And I was curious about it because my childhood was pretty normal up until age 8, right? So I said, I want to see what's the difference between where I got it and where somebody who was neglected and left in the crib and, you know, poopy diapers forever and blah, blah, blah. And I was pretty happy with it because it's had less of a emotional effect on me, which is good. So, you know, I was happy about that. But other things I've asked it, I asked it raw food diet and heart health. We were having that conversation, and I wanted to see statin drugs, benefits and side effects. You know? So, so there's all kinds of things you can ask. Brain constructs of reality, brain constructions of reality. And I just wanted to know about. So, you know, they're complicated questions that I could probably find the answer if I did a Google search. Mm-hmm. But this and it gives you references.
Yes, it does.
So you can look at the reference and see where it came from, which is great.
Now, do you have a favorite AI you like?
I've been using this one because it's the one that's on my phone. I've been using Gemini.
Okay, that's the Google one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to use ChatGPT, and they're trying so hard to make it seem human, and it's almost laughable. So I like to watch YouTube videos like 7 books I highly recommend.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I don't have a clue what these books are, so I would look them up, and then I would get answers like this. It's a very dense and what do they call that? Academic work. But you might get something out of it because we know you like epistemology.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it's trying to worm its way into your heart.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
people are falling in love with AIs, and they're also forming religions around them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if
That's
you look
amazing.
that up
You know,
right
they
now,
have-
you will
Yeah,
see.
I am sure.
Go to AI and ask
I'm going
about.
to ask AI about that later on when I go home. Oh, but I had asked you to save that one picture. Speaking of books, the picture of Toni Morrison's book.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to. I just want to bring that up for just a minute. I know I've been harping on it for 2 weeks.
Tom,
but-
can you look on my messenger?
What's wrong with the talking ear corn? Uncanny Valley, like I said earlier.
Not to be biased, but I am the one who finds it odd that we're discussing issues with.
I got my ear to the ground.
Yeah, we have Lori. We have a guest who's wanting to remain anonymous due to just personal reasons.
Yes, yeah, that sounds good.
So but it's a likable person, someone that you like. So we're good.
Are we able to try Soro yet? I'm not going to, but that's the one that's creating the phenomenons that people are, falling for the singers, the stars.
Oh, the music
act-
one.
The mu-
Yeah.
That's one of them. Yes, Soro, Soros. And I've seen them online and what they do, because I think, you got to put some kind of identifier. They do like a little blink on it. It'll say Soro. And then
Oh, the
it goes
video
away.
one. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
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 I don't know
Well,
anything
some people
about
remove
this.
it from it too. I've seen people. I've seen that on some, and then I see the video reposted, and they've removed it.
Well,
They've
yeah, you
cropped
can.
it out
It's just like when
or
you
otherwise
when you
removed it.
find a picture that's got a
Watermark. Yeah.
and then you can always remove that. It's easy.
Yeah.
But
That's dangerous.
did you find my picture?
The Toni
I agree,
Morrison
it's
thing.
dangerous. Yes.
Just the Toni Morrison book cover.
It's the second last thing she sent me.
There's also the environmental impacts of this, that our
Oh.
electric bills are going through the roof, and we're soon going to be
Unbelievable.
looking at rolling
Yes,
blackouts. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to generate it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. This is Playing in the Dark, Whiteness and the Literary Imagination. I thought this was an essay, but what it is, it's a book, and it's a series of literary criticism of the portrayal of black characters by non-black people in books. And I'm fascinated by that topic lately, as you know. So I wanted to read what she had to say, because she's brilliant. And anyway, I'm going to read this book, and then if Celeste is interested, I will lend it to her, because I know, I'm sure it's going to be wonderful.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'd like that. So that's the only thing I wanted to say about that. My new book. I got it used on Amazon for $3-something, and there was a shipping charge because it wasn't from Amazon, but I had like $7 in rebates, so I got it for free.
Yay.
Yay! I love corn, says Allison Berger, 4380. Thank you.
Yes.
Corn is happy.
We have a
Yeah.
it's not often you see a beautiful ear of corn. It's just not often.
That's
What are we
correct.
talking? We're talking about everything. Actually, we were talking about some political stuff, and we were talking about some AI stuff, and some. It's just a kind of a conversation, Allison. It's not really focused on one topic.
Well, another thing about AI is that classes, schools, they're pushing lots of things online. They keep money if the students stay there. When they're online, the students just put everything in AI and hand it in. They don't have a
Yeah.
clue about these classes they're passing with
My
flying colors.
my cousin,
Yeah.
my niece rather. My niece Julie is a professor at does online learning, and she has a program that she can plug it into, and she says 60% of her students are using AI to write their papers.
Yeah, I heard somebody catch all their students and they made them write an apology, and then they ran the apologies through and they wrote the apologies with AI.
Oh, but you know what? Before all this AI stuff, I got solicited for a writing job. And I was like really excited, like, wow, somebody's going to pay me to write? This is great. So they gave me an assignment. They gave me an assignment to do a review of that movie about the
Duel.
Duel. Thank you. And I was very excited about this. And I'm writing this thing, and I'm watching it, and I'm getting all these ideas, and I'm saying, wow, I've never written a criticism. And it was a paper for a student. And I did not know that until I got some feedback that said, well, we need you to, write it this way or say it this way. And I'm like, where is this going? And they said, oh, we are a service for students who need help with their help. I wrote the whole thing. I sat there with a pencil and a pad and watched that movie and put it on pause. That's not help.
That's doing the work.
That
right?
I did the work, and so I quit. Of course, I wasn't going to take money. And I mean,
Allison says she's a student. She can confirm all this.
Yeah, one of our
nice.
viewers is chiming in on this.
yeah, Oh, I'm a student. I can confirm. She says, yeah. Allison, you know, it's so tempting because it's so easy. But man, I remember those days of doing the research and finding things out. I mean, I remember one time I was writing a paper about Marcel Duchamp, who's an artist. Yeah, and I was so sure he was a fraud, and I was going to write this thing, and I was going to tell everybody what a fraud he was. Exactly, Vanessa Dada. So, and I started reading about him, and I did the research, and I fell in love with him. That would have never happened if I did it over AI.
Yes.
I fell in love with him, and I'm like, oh my God, I see how brilliant he is now, you know. I had to do the research. I had to sit in the library with the damn books open, you know, with my notepad, and I didn't even have a camera to take pictures of parts of the book like you do now.
Yes, yeah.
It's also
Well,
about
you know,
the
AI companies are recruiting writers now.
Oh.
I've gotten a couple of those because I was thinking about, am I going to do some work at home things or whatever?
Yeah.
And they want to recruit writers and people of every genre to teach AI, to do input. And the hourly rate was pretty high. And I thought, but I'm not going to help you write me out of business. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, right, because what you're doing is you're correcting the errors, probably, most likely. You're researching their research, and you're writing it better, and then they get that.
Right, right. Whoever they are, and it's like teaching it to be more and more authentic in the way that they answer questions and get more data. So, yeah.
Allison just made a comment. Can you put that one up, Tom?
We love your sense of humor.
Yeah, you're one of us now, Allison. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Well, you know, it's true, but I don't know. I have an intense love of knowledge, which probably goes past what's considered a normal. You know, I love the pursuit of knowledge. I love it. It makes me happy. I like learning new things. This confounds my grandchildren. They can't understand how learning could be that engaging, but it is. Shrooms. Yeah. Vanessa saying shrooms. Yes. All right. So anyway,
one more thing I was going to say about doing research is you make connections when you're doing the research because you have to slog through stuff, and sometimes you find unexpected connections.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That you don't find when
definitely.
it's just delivered to you.
Yeah, you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't. It's really it is hard work, but it's so gratifying, you know.
Yeah.
And then you make these. You come up with new ideas based on the fact that you're taking this information and this information and blending them and pop.
Yeah.
It creates a new idea for your own edification, you know.
Yeah. Or others, even if they're reading your paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I mention Sam Kahn?
You can, but I don't know who he is.
He started a podcast helping people with their homework.
Oh.
And within a few months, he had like 100,000 subscribers.
Oh my God.
So he changed the name of the podcast to the Khan Academy.
Oh, the guy, the math guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
I've
that became so popular that he decided, I'm going to actually start a building called the Khan Academy, and you can actually go there
Yes.
and learn. And he encourages everybody who comes to the Khan Academy, use AI. But when you turn in your paper, he sits down at the table with you and says, the second page here, you mentioned this thing in your analysis. Can you elaborate on that? He said if they can't, he hands it back to him and he says, go do it again.
Yeah, well, there was a point. I've always been, arithmetic is easy for me. I can do it in my head. Math is a problem for me because it's too abstract. And I had this cockamamie idea that I had just had this worldview about math that was different. And so I wanted to go, and I tried the Khan Academy, you know, like level grade 5, trying to teach myself math, and it turns out that it's just not my strong suit. That side of my brain is dead. But I did utilize him. I liked the way his presentation.
Wow, I didn't know that how that evolved, the origins of that. Very cool.
Yeah, I did. I when you said the name, it didn't. The Khan Academy, I knew, but the other thing I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that Tom, I bet you're proud of me that Tom and my son Tom on drums. I left that out. I bet I had a pop up on my screen in my computer, and I figured out how to get rid of it. And I had to look at like 3 or 4 YouTube things. Oh yeah, it is, Allison. Very digestible. So I had to look at like 3 different YouTube things, and then it wasn't exactly what they said on YouTube, and I figured it out. I figured out what to delete from my programs that I'd accident. You know how I downloaded it, Richard? This is very frustrating. I got an email, and it said download here in the email, and I hit it, and it downloaded automatically. It downloaded this thing for apps for my computer,
which you didn't want.
I didn't want it, but I accidentally hit download, and I had this thing popping up. I had to keep turning my computer off. I couldn't get rid of it. There was no X. There was no option to get out of it. Anyway, I'm happy about that. Very proud.
As an aside for everybody, Affinity Software is a competitor to Adobe. Adobe's business practices are less than admirable.
I agree.
So it's free right now.
What is?
Affinity?
What is?
Affinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a version of Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. Blender is also free, which you can do 3D and different animations into.
Yeah, Tom had downloaded another, not that one, the thing for the photographs.
GIMP?
GIMP.
Affinity probably has a better
Yeah,
user interface.
GIMP was a little slow for me, and well, anyway,
I'd like to know more about this Affinity. Is it compatible with Adobe Documents, though? People
Yeah,
send
you can open Adobe Documents in it. At least I did. I mean, I opened the pixel-based ones, and I think I opened a AI file.
Yeah, because I pay for Adobe every month
And
now,
it's
and
so
I resent
much.
it bitterly. Yeah, I mean,
I have a
You need to-
very, very cheap one that I found that's like only a few dollars a month.
Oh, cool. Well, Affinity's free, so you could try
Yeah,
it out for
I would
free.
try it. Definitely try it.
I will try it too, and it can do all the stuff that Adobe does.
It's actually gunning for Adobe. If you type in Affinity and go to YouTube, you'll see a lot of people showing demos and stuff of it, what it can do.
So I'm going to do that because, like I said, I pay. You know, everything is a subscription now.
It
Freaking
sucks. I hate that
Microsoft
Do you know?
does a
But that was
subscription.
it. Used to be that you would go to the store, buy the
Yes.
disc, and download it in your computer and use it until your computer died.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
even then you could switch it. You know,
Yeah.
now it's every year it's a subscription. It's no longer a product. It's a subscription. And
Yes,
it's
either buy
it's
buy it all
really-
at once for a year, or pay for
dirty,
it
yeah.
monthly, and that's the only way you can get it is
I
monthly.
know, I know it's dirty that way. I don't like it. It's a scheme, and it's money making, and it's
Yeah.
and it
Yes.
really has an impact on people who don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, people
Yes.
with a lot of money don't care. What do they care?
Well,
Yeah.
GIMP can do a lot. One of the things that happened to me is my Photoshop stopped working on my computer because it's old, and it was just like
Yeah.
we can't. You're not connected to the internet,
Yes.
even though I was. Yeah, and so I had to use GIMP for something. And GIMP is actually powerful. It just doesn't have the best user interface.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found it. I didn't find it user friendly, but I did use it. I used it for a long time until I needed to do something that I knew how to do on Photoshop, and I couldn't figure out how to do on GIMP.
Yeah.
But I've got both, so
Oh, that's it. Well, I had to buy a whole new desktop set because I couldn't even upgrade my computer anymore. It wouldn't allow me to
that's
do
what
it.
happened. I couldn't use my Word, which is what I write on.
Yes,
And
yes.
and so my cousin, my my cousin Kathy and her brother found a secondhand computer that they got for me,
Yeah.
so that it was the next level up. So
Yeah.
right now it's working.
Well, you can also, if you have an old computer, put like Unix-based operating system on it and still use it lots of times. GIMP will go on that. There's
Yeah.
a Unix-based GIMP, right? Right, Tom?
Yeah, but my Word wasn't working, and that's, I use, not that I've been writing so much, but that's what I use for writing.
You can use Google
Yeah.
Drive to write too.
I've never tried it. You know what? My problem is I learned how to use computers before they were PCs, when it was just a dedicated word processing system called Wang.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
And
I don't
Yes.
remember that.
interesting choice of names. So Wang, when I worked at Forbes, they trained us all on Wang, and I took to it
Yes.
like crazy because I thought, oh my God, I will never have to retype another document again. I can change something if he doesn't like, because I used to write letters for my boss, and if he doesn't like the wording on this, I can change it. I'll never have to do it all over again. And I loved it, and I learned it really
Yes.
well, and I would train everybody else on it because I thought, you don't ever want to have to type on a typewriter again, ever. And so I learned from that. So I've carried over all those skills from that long ago, and really Word is the final frontier of what happened on Wang.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything I learned followed through with Microsoft.
Well, there's other free
Yeah.
ones. LibreOffice is also free.
I got that.
Yeah.
Tom put that on
Yeah.
for me, and I still do use that occasionally.
Yeah. And I think there might be a Unix-based version of that too.
Yeah.
So
It's great that these alternatives from the, that serve the people instead of serve capital
yeah,
keep emerging.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, it's only a matter of time, don't you think, before they're not free, or you can get upgraded ones that aren't free, really.
Well, I do know that if you want, speaking of AI, the AI features, you have to pay for a subscription to Canva, which is
I
still
have one
way,
of those too.
yeah, it's way cheaper than Adobe, right? I mean,
Yes. Yes.
So right now, this show is being put through software that is free.
which software?
Open Broadcasting System.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ah. See? Well, Richard,
Wow.
between Richard and Tom, they know all this stuff. This is
There's a video one too that's free. I forget the name of it though. I always have to look it up every time.
Wow.
What'd you say?
Live and learn. Yeah.
Nope, that wasn't the one I was thinking of.
so there are options. You just have to know about them. And
If you
most
just-
people don't.
DaVinci Resolve, yeah, that's one I was thinking of. Yeah,
Oh.
And
that's
I've
free
seen
video
that.
editing.
And one of our viewers, Vanessa, she wanted something so she could write her memoirs.
Uh-huh.
And so I had an old laptop. Tom put some open source software on there for her, and now she has the ability to write it all
and
up.
as long-
Vanessa, I want to see your writing.
Yeah, as long as you're not connected to the internet, you can use any old software. As long as you're not connected to the internet, which is what I was doing initially with that laptop that I had gotten through you years ago. And I had the Photoshop on there, and so I was just taking everything on a thumb drive and putting it into there and working on it that way, and then switching it back, with the thumb drive. So it was, it was more time consuming, but it was free, and that's a good thing. So anyway, does anyone have anything else to say in our last minute and 16 seconds?
That's a short period of time.
It certainly is.
No, but just say, "Hey, Corn, have a good Thanksgiving," right? They love
I'm sure I'll be allowed to sit at the table and eat all sorts of good food, right?
Corn
They
pudding,
invited me.
like corn pudding.
Corn pudding.
Is anybody here a fan of corn on the cob besides me?
Oh, I love it.
love corn on the
I
cob.
love corn on
Yeah.
the cob.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's got to be really good, fresh,
Yeah.
from the farm, corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Fruit and vegetables. I'm very fussy about fruit and vegetables. I really like
My dogs love corn on the cob.
Optimum. Your dog?
Yes, they're weird dogs. They
they-
like squash and watermelon and corn on the cob.
Do they eat,
Yeah.
do they eat it off the cob?
Oh, they will, and they'll fight over the cob too. They'll carry that cob around like a prize, even when the corn is gone.
Because it's still got juicy corn water. in
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
Don't ask me how I know that. It doesn't, but that's good for your digestion because it goes through you. That's why.